Alrighty, let's debrief my most recent cross-country solo flight. It was from Marysville to Red Bluff to Redding, Chico, then back to Marysville. But it was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't my best flight. And what we do is we debrief, right? You go back and you evaluate what could you have done better, what went right, what didn't go as expected, what could have gone better. Thank goodness today, air traffic control and the people in the towers were incredibly kind and patient with me. So thank you to anyone who works in air traffic control in any way, shape, or form. I appreciate you more than you know. But today it was a good flight. The weather was fine. It was calm for the most part. However, when I started to start my approach into any of the runways, a gust of wind came from out of nowhere. And so that's a great learning opportunity as well, is being able to adjust, stay on center line when you're coming in for landing and you get an unexpected gust of crosswind that kind of knocks your plane into one direction, and you have to compensate for that. Another thing that was humbling and yet learning, which in the back of your brain, but yet there's so many things that you have to do in an aircraft when you're flying. And I had so many people ask me, like, do you get bored up there when you're flying for 2 to 3 hours? I'm like, no, actually, I don't. If I was bored, I'd be missing something. I would miss doing something on a checklist or setting up the plane for the next airport or the next communication frequency, whatever it may be. And so one of the things is a tailwind or a headwind, right? When you fly in the pattern, when you're learning how to fly and you fly in a pattern at your home airport, you get really familiar with, okay, I go up to this altitude and I'm at this many RPM or I'm at this speed for my base to final, which is the turn to come in and land. And when you get used to that and you go into so many different airports and you have a tailwind, you realize, well, if I'm typically at 1500 or 1500 RPM at this particular phase of the pattern, and you have a tailwind, that's going to push you further than what you're used to. Or if you have a headwind, you're going to need more power to get to where you're going, to keep the same altitude and the same distance, so you set yourself up for the right approach to land. And so today, that was another thing that was